What is health? Why is eating painful?
What changes do I need to do to get healthier?
Why is it so hard for me to lose weight?
How do I still not know what's right for my body?
Our gut affects our whole body.
It influences so much about our health. All of it is cool.
Gut science has been the hottest area for the last decade or more.
Wow.
Diseases like anxiety and depression, cancer, autism, Parkinson's are all related to the gut.
People are confused about what to eat because it's made to look healthy.
ホットドッグ1本どれぐらいファイバーあるか0グラム
It would be awesome if I could understand what's happening in my own body.
Western diet, antibiotics, maybe pushing us towards our most common and serious diseases.
What in the world y'all eating that I'm not eating that cause y'all lose weight and not me?
We're trying to understand what's going on with all this variance that makes people different. We think the microbiome is key to that. Everybody has a unique microbiome.
It is the missing part of the puzzle.
And if you just look at the gut, all this gets much easier to understand.
There are two concepts that drive our passion and the Love Biome opportunity. Number one, plant life gives life. Number two, the power of one. In the early days of Love Biome, our only purpose was to discover plants. We evaluated and studied plants from around the world, from the remote islands of the South Pacific to the organic family farms of North America to the slopes of the Himalayas. We made so many amazing discoveries, and we were blown away by the life-giving power of plants. And yet we lacked the crucial connecting thread that would bind all of these ingredients together. During this evaluation, we were consumed with the question, is there one thing I can do every day to reach optimal health? There are so many pills and powders and supplements all over our shelves. How can we simplify this confusing mess we call health and wellness? On one hand, we believed in the power of plants. Plant life gives life. On the other, we searched for the power of one thing we can do every day to reach optimal health. We knew that if we could somehow connect these two principles, the result would be powerful. And we did. We connected the power of plants to the comprehensive health and wellness through the microbiome. Through our research, we discovered that microbiome health holds the key to proper function and structure of every system of the body. I'd like to invite you to discover the era of the microbiome with us. Continue this onboarding series to learn more about microbiome health and exactly how we're addressing it with our innovative products. By connecting these two powerful concepts, we have unlocked limitless potential for growth in this new era of discovery.
Welcome to the Love Biome presentation hosted by the Health Capital Group. Have you ever wondered how your gut health can profoundly impact your overall well-being and even your success? Well, today we embark on an exciting journey to explore a life-changing topic, the incredible connection between gut health and what we like to call gut wealth. This discussion is not just about health, it's about transforming lives. I am your host for today, Sophie Johnson, and I am so thrilled to introduce someone who is not only a longtime friend of nearly 30 years, but also an extraordinary individual with a wealth of knowledge and a deep passion for empowering others. This gentleman has been a source of inspiration in my life and for many others, providing guidance, motivation, and a steadfast belief in the potential for growth. With an impressive background, including engineering, property solutions, marketing, and years of success in the Forex trading, he skillfully applies his knowledge and experience to empower others to achieve success. What truly sets him apart, though, goes well beyond his professional accomplishments. It's his character. He's a devoted father, a loving husband, a loyal friend, and a leader who consistently offers unwavering support and passion to those around him. Today, he's on a mission to share his groundbreaking insights on how the gut microbiome influences every aspect of our lives, from physical wellness to mental happiness and even financial well-being. I'd like to remind everyone that we will have a Q&A session after, so don't miss the opportunity to get your questions answered. So with that said, grab a pen and paper because there'll be a lot of information shared. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the man of the hour, Mr. Clayton Ford. Mr. Ford, are you there?
Sophia Johnson, how could I not be here after that amazing introduction? It would be absolutely rude of me not to be here. So I'd just like to say thank you for that amazing introduction, and we are going to dive straight in because, ladies and gents, we have some very powerful information to share with you, and we have a lot of information to share with you. So it's going to be fairly rapid fire. So strap in. Here we go. So the first thing we're going to ask ourselves is essentially, why are we here? And the reason why we're here actually is because we believe that whether intentionally or otherwise, the beauty industry, the hair care industry, home care, skin care, wine and spirits, fast foods, the pharmaceutical industry in particular, food and drinks companies even more so, they are targeting our health, whether that's intentional or otherwise. They are targeting our health, and therefore we are being targeted. And more specifically, our microbiome health, which is a conversation that we're going to have very, very cleanly and heavily during this conversation. So the other reason why we're here is because on a human level, there are so many individuals that are stressed. Stress is not good for the body. There are so many side effects of stress. We could have a whole seminar just on that alone. There are loads of individuals that have gone through today, lacking in energy. They're just about getting through their day, reaching for coffees and Red Bulls and all these type of things just to get through the day. There are individuals, for example, who didn't enjoy a good night's sleep last night. Poor sleep is a major issue for so many people as well. And then we have the big one, weight issues for men, for women, and sadly also for children. There are children now who are clinically obese at such an early age, 4 and 5, for example, and also pre-diabetic, again, due to obesity and weight issues. All of these reasons are the reasons why we're here. We're also here because there are so many women that are going through menopause and menopausal sweats, for example. When I go out and I party occasionally, I see women with their fans. It's an obvious sign that they're going through issues in relation to menopause and more specifically menopausal sweats. That's another reason why we're here. Aches and pains, individuals who are struggling to get through their day without feeling comfortable. Arthritis is a big thing, for example. And then we have, the issues that most people don't want to talk about, libido issues and, sexual vitality, men with their erectile dysfunction. 42% of men also are suffering in silence from erectile dysfunction. And that's part of the reason why Viagra sells so well. We're going to speak about that as well a little later on. Also, mental health issues, individuals that are going through issues that basically they don't necessarily want to talk about. And again, we're going to connect all of these back to the gut microbiome. That's the conversation that we're going to have. And then there's also a conversation to be had about financial health. There's a lot of families and households that are under pressure financially. It's the root of many divorces, and it's an issue that also introduces stress to the family. Unnecessarily, it may also be said. And so these are some of the reasons why we're here. But one of the major reasons why we're here is to answer that question that most people have that they don't even realize that they have, which is, why am I not feeling my best? Why am I not feeling my absolute best? And if I were to ask you the question, when was the last time that you absolutely felt your amazing best? I don't know how far you would have to look back to be able to answer that question, but we truly believe that the conversation that we're going to share with you today can help you to get back to that kind of a place. The conversation we are going to be having, as you've seen in the introduction, it's been picked up by Netflix, for example, and this is a conversation that's going to talk about the gut and your gut microbiome specifically. So what I'd like to do is just to introduce the group that I represent. My name is Clayton Ford, and I'm a member, proud affiliate of the Health Capital Group. We happen to be an international group of health enthusiasts, naturopathic nutritional therapists, health entrepreneurs, business entrepreneurs, and more specifically, satisfied customers that are experiencing the positive outcomes of a microbiome-centered approach to improve health and wellness. A microbiome-centered approach to improve health and wellness. And we just happened to have found a company called Love Biome, headquartered in Utah in the United States, that were birthed on the 2nd of February 2022. And we're going to share with you the amazing products and services that they basically provide to basically help this planet to feel better. So we are going to have a conversation about the gut microbiome. And unfortunately, most people have never heard of the gut microbiome. So we have a responsibility, as we see it, to almost provide a countdown system towards optimal health that begins with increasing the awareness of the gut microbiome. So the gut microbiome, if you don't know, is the center of human health and wellness. It's the center of human health and wellness. And unfortunately, though, it's largely ignored due to a lack of awareness. So that's the reason why we're having these types of Zoom presentations. And we find that to be true when we ask the question, for example, did you know that 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in your gut? Did you actually know that 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in your gut? Most people did not know that fact. We also have a responsibility to introduce into the language of those that we speak to this word called dysbiosis. We want individuals to have an understanding of what dysbiosis is. That is the detrimental imbalance of gut bacteria in your gut microbiome that results in multiple ailments, such as diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, dementia, ADHD. The list can go on. And this is influenced by your food choices, our food choices, lifestyle, and medication. It's influenced by food choices, lifestyle, and medication. We're going to have a conversation about that too. So it's one thing to have a problem of dysbiosis, but what are the solutions? Let's present you with some solutions. We are very, very proud to be able to share with you, some very simple, easy, and convenient solutions that are going to allow you to rebalance, reinvigorate, and detoxify that all-important gut microbiome for improved health and wellness. And I assert to you, and you're going to hear it in the testimonials a little later, that the improvements that have been experienced across age groups, all age groups, and pretty much all conditions will impress you, no question about it. And we are totally convicted about that based upon the results that we're experiencing. So let's focus in on the gut microbiome for a moment and really, really do the best we can to express just how important this, part of your human anatomy really is. So without giving you a biology lesson, this is going to be representative. You see some blue bacteria in the middle of your screen. That is representing the gut microbiome, the trillions of gut microbacteria that is making up your individual and unique gut microbiome. And the key thing is that it connects to all of your bodily systems. It has vital connectivity to all of your bodily systems. And it's also important for the gut microbiome to have a diverse range of bacteria. I'm going to come back to that. Imagine you had 1,000 different families, that were responsible for doing different things for you. Take care of your ears, take care of your eyes, take care of your heart, take care of your lungs. So different bacterial strains, if you like, have different functions that they perform in the body. But when your body gets into a state of dysbiosis, that's when all of the ailments that we can speak about begin to arise. Because science knows, naturopathic nutritional therapists know, the naturopathic community knows that all diseases start in the gut. So let's basically have a look, at what is called the gut-brain axis. Your gut speaks to your brain and your brain speaks to your gut. It's as though they're sending text messages all day long, day in, day out, minute in, minute out, seconds in, seconds out. And you will know this to be true, for example, if you've ever had an urge to go to your refrigerator and get some ice cream, or you've had an urge to go to your cupboard to get some crisps or some biscuits or some sweets because you have a craving. And a craving is basically an expression of your imbalanced gut bacteria, and the bad bacteria sending a text message to your brain to basically say, tell self to go to that cupboard and go and get that packet of crisp, go and get that biscuit, go and get that cake, or even more so to go to the refrigerator and go and get that ice cream. Bad bacteria loves bad food. And so the connection between your gut and your brain is so important that, you really need to understand it. Another reason why the gut-brain axis to be true is because we all know that pretty much everyone has said at some point, I have a gut feeling about this, or they make a decision based upon their gut. And science is basically now saying that our gut is our second brain. So this connection between the gut and the brain and the brain and the gut connected by what's called a vagus nerve is absolutely crucial to your overall health. Because, for example, when that is not in balance, when your microbiome is not in balance, that gut-brain connection can result in increased stress, anxiety, autism, dementia, and there are other issues that can happen as a result of an imbalanced gut microbiome. If we then go to the gut endocrine system, metabolic, behavioral, and hormonal disorders, there are so many different hormonal disorders that express themselves. For example, women with menopause, for example, and those dreaded sweats, that comes as a result of hormonal imbalances. And then, for example, you have the gut-heart axis, the gut-heart axis, excuse me, hypertension and cardiovascular diseases. Wow. And then you have the gut-lung axis, COPD, for example. No one likes to have difficulty breathing, asthma, and so on. And then you have, for example, the gut liver. Fatty liver is an issue. Diabetes with the gut pancreas connection is also a major issue that individuals have globally. I'm just going to clear my throat. And so when we actually take a look at, for example, the gut bone, individuals with osteoporosis, arthritis, for example, you don't normally associate this back to your gut, but the reality of it is, ladies and gents, is that all of the diseases are originating from that place. Let's take a look at the gut muscle axis, muscle impairment, frailty, individuals walking around not looking that strong. Again, next back to the gut microbiome. Gut skin. For example, if you have young teenagers, you're expecting them to pop out in acne, for example. And that really is a telltale sign that their gut microbiome is already in a state of dysbiosis. It's connected to hormones. It's also connected to your gut microbiome as well. So all I can say is if you see individuals with poor skin, they're aging early, they got skin issues, then again, it connects back to the gut microbiome. And then there is a very serious issue about the gut reproductive axis. Women who are experiencing infertility, ovarian cancer, all of these things, again, connect back to the gut microbiome. And then the final one we're going to talk about is gut kidney. Some of you know individuals that are on dialysis, for example. Some of you know individuals that have gone through chemotherapy and are experiencing neuropathy, for example. And again, it all connects back to the gut microbiome. So we're in a situation where with the products and solutions that we have, we're finding that the benefits that individuals are experiencing is simply because of this vital connectivity, the bacterial diversity and imbalance that individuals are experiencing through dysbiosis. But the reality of it is that we are helping individuals to move from a state of dysbiosis into a state of rebiosis. And so what can we look forward to when we have a good, healthy gut microbiome? The fact is you'll experience better moods. A lot of people don't know that your serotonin, that happy, mood chemical, is brewed in your gut. And when your gut microbiome is out of balance, then your serotonin can be out of balance. Therefore, you can be more miserable than you are happy. Hormone balance, we've spoken about, reduced inflammation and pain, being able to walk around freely, having a stronger immune system, really, really important, especially for those in the UK where it's cold right now, and in other areas of the world where, you don't want to be catching a cold just because somebody, sneezes next to you. Having a fortified immune system is really, really important. Having better energy, improved cognitive function. There are so many individuals that speak about brain fog, for example. So having the ability to think clearly on a day-to-day basis is really, really important. Less anxiety and depression. No one wants to be anxious and depressed. So again, your gut health, your gut microbiome health specifically is connected to these things. So you can look forward to feeling better as a result of having a better and more healthy gut microbiome. Less food sensitivities. That's a big one. When you go to a restaurant, for example, the first thing that they're asking you is, do you have any allergies? So there are food allergies, but there's also things like hay fever, for example. So again, we can reduce our seasonal allergies by having a better and balanced gut microbiome. Lower risk of disease overall. And then let's go to something a little bit more simple. Clearer skin. I mean, who doesn't like looking in the mirror and seeing that their skin is glowing and looking fresh and clean and so on? So we have women that have gone to their beauticians more recently and they're commenting on how their skin condition has improved and also the strength of their nails has improved just as a result of, being a part of Love Biome and the products that we basically have. So, ladies and gents, that's what we could look forward to when we have a healthy gut microbiome, just as a few examples. But the reality of it is, as we are speaking right now, 6 in 10 adults, for example, in the United States, and this is a worldwide issue overall, 6 in 10 adults in the US will have a chronic disease. For example, heart disease, cancer, chronic lung disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, chronic kidney disease. I mean, these aren't things to not take seriously, but it's unfortunate that that's really where we are. 6 in 10 have a chronic disease, which is terrible. But a worse fact is 4 in 10 adults in the US have two or more of these conditions at the same time. And that is really, really sad. But the bottom line is that when we look at what it costs, the healthcare system in the US, it says here that it costs 3.8 trillion. That's how much it costs the healthcare system. But the reality of it is, ladies and gents, is if there's 3.8 trillion in costs, someone somewhere is making 3.8 trillion of business. And so there is business in individuals being sick. And when we say that our health is being targeted, it's a very serious assertion, but it is true because companies put profits before people. That is the reality. So let's address another fact. Every 60 seconds, there are 60 individuals that will transition and leave this planet, if you like, due to ill health. And unfortunately, a lot of those have come as a result of things that could have been either avoided completely or abated so that they could live longer. So the reality of it is a lot of what is happening in relation to these 106 individuals are being affected by their food choices. Our food choices are affecting our microbiome, and our food choices are being heavily influenced by major corporations spending millions, if not billions, of marketing dollars every single year to make you feel like it's a good idea to go and have that particular food, or it makes you feel like it's a good idea to put this on your skin. It makes you feel like it's a good idea to have no germs around your house. I mean, it goes really, really deep. But our food choices specifically, that's a conversation I want to have with you. That's been heavily influenced by millions in marketing dollars. I want to ask a question rhetorically. Did you know that many food companies that you buy your food and drinks from are owned or have been owned by former tobacco companies? So that's a question for you. Did you know that many food companies that you buy your food and drinks from are owned or have been owned by former tobacco companies? And the answer to that question that we get again in small audiences or larger audience is no. Most people didn't know that fact. And the reason why this connects to the previous slide in terms of, our food choices being influenced is the fact that tobacco companies, when they were being pressed by governments to relabel their product, to let people know that their products affect people's health badly, then they started to notice that they started to lose sales around the world. Their sales started to decline across the globe. And as a consequence of that, they decided that they had to look for new ways to generate income. And some of the decisions that they made was to buy existing and large food companies. So in the late 60s, early 70s, there were multiple multi-billion dollar deals that were done by tobacco companies buying food companies. And why is that a relevant conversation? It's a relevant conversation because the skill that the tobacco companies brought to the food industry is one of addiction, getting individuals addicted to their products, just like they did with cigarettes. And so once that started to happen, that's when we started to notice an increase in the amount of processed foods that were hitting our shelves, addictive processed foods that are hitting the shelves. For example, many of you love pizza. That's addictive. Many of you love chocolates. That's addictive. Potato chips or crisps, addictive. Ice cream, addictive. Cookies, French fries, cheese, popcorn, bacon, cakes, sodas, cheeseburgers. These are some of the most addictive foods on the planet, and they are done so deliberately to increase sales. So there is no real care or concern about our individual health, but there is definitely care and concern about the health of the profits that these companies are making. So what we find is that we now have what's called hyper palatable foods that are being presented to us. Hyper palatable foods that are highly addictive, and they're done so deliberately. And so the reason why we're having this conversation is because these types of food dramatically affect our gut microbiome. I want to play 90 seconds of a conversation that I'd like you to pay real close attention to, because this is a very, very serious conversation that we're having that has very serious impact on your health and the health of your family. Have a listen to this.
Even if they want to cut down, even if they know it's killing them, they find they can't stop.
My name's Chris Van Tulliken. I'm an NHS doctor, I'm a scientist, and I'm part of a growing group of doctors and academics who are increasingly worried about the effect that the global food system is having on all of us.
So clearly stated, that's the NHS doctor in the UK stating about the concern about the food system and what it's having on individuals. But it started off by saying that some people eat foods even though they know it's killing them, but they can't stop. That is an obvious expression of addiction. When we go into our stores and we're buying foods now, unfortunately, we are presented with a lot of processed foods and ultra processed foods. A food example is an apple or a pear or a banana. It's a singular word. But once you turn that into an apple pie, for example, that is now processed. Once you go to McDonald's and you buy an apple pie, that is ultra processed. Can of tuna is fish, but it's processed. So the reality of it is that we can almost not avoid processed foods, but unfortunately, processed foods and ultra processed foods are harming our gut microbiome. So we have to be attentive to that. And again, if we pay attention to where our food system is going, that is even more frightening. Let's take a listen to this little video here about where our food is going. Again, I'll be back in 60 seconds.
Soon, the entire world will start eating meat printed by a printer, and we won't even be able to tell if it's real meat or not. This isn't a plot from Black Mirror, it's our reality unfolding. Here's why printed meat resembles real meat so closely. The 3D printers use special bio-inks to create it. These bio-inks are actually made from stem cells extracted from different animals depending on the desired type of meat: beef, pork, poultry, or even fish. In a laboratory, these cells then multiply, interact, and differentiate into the fat and muscle cells that make up bio-ink. These bio-inks are then intricately layered by specialized 3D printers to construct meat products that closely mimic the texture, taste, and nutritional composition of traditional meats. This is identical to real beef, and when it is ready and served, even the smell is the same. Scientists claim that by using this technology, the environmental impact associated with conventional livestock farming will be greatly reduced. So would you eat printed meat?
So would you eat printed meat? I'm hoping the answer is no, but unfortunately, by the time printed meat gets out there to the masses, you may not even know that you're eating it. So ladies and gents, the conversation we're having with you is really one of being very serious. And what we're aiming to do with this conversation is to influence your choices that you're making, and hopefully to, I guess, move you away from choices that are towards addictive, nutritionally deficient foods, that's taking you and your family towards illness, and to influence the decisions that you're going to make in relation to having more, wholesome, microbiome friendly regime that takes you away from illness. And again, we're going to make it simple, easy, and convenient for you to do so. Your gut microbiome is a very simple thing. If we can provide your gut microbiome with probiotics, which are essentially good bacteria that's required for a healthy gut microbiome, but in as well to provide prebiotics that basically acts as the nourishment for the good bacteria in the gut microbiome. The two go together. The two must go together if you want to have an effective regimen. And we do have an effective regimen that basically provides 8 bacterial strains, which act as the probiotics. And we also have 40 foods that are going to feed those bacterial strains. It's called our Daily 3 system, and we absolutely love it. It's based upon the fundamental principle that plant life gives life. And with our Daily 3 system, which has 3 components, our Phytopower Original, which come in 30 sachets, and each individual sachet has 8 bacterial strains, 40 foods across 40 fruit and veg, and 5 digestive enzymes. 40 foods, 8 bacterial strains, 5 digestive enzymes, which helps to rebalance, reinvigorate, and detoxify your gut microbiome. So over a period of time, you're going to have the ability to experience what a healthy, vibrant, and restored gut microbiome absolutely feels like. Because in order for us to have a healthy gut microbiome, we are required to eat across a diverse range of foods, but also a diverse range of color groups. Different color groups do different things for the body. For example, orange may speak to energy in your body, whereas reds may speak to your respiratory system. Okay. So the reality of it is our products between the Phytopower Original, which comes in a sachets, add, 240 milliliters to 500 milliliters of water. And it also comes with 2 bottles from which we basically sip 25 milliliters from each of these bottles, the balance in the day and the detox before, at nighttime in the evening typically. And what these do in combination is to introduce friendly bacteria into your gut microbiome, as well as feeding them so that they can basically, be good and healthy to do the things that they need to do in your body. All of the products are clean. They're globally sourced. They're organic. They cover 5 different color groups, and they are gluten, dairy, soy, halal free. Just simply clean. It's just food. But it's also very important to note that we're providing something special here because our products have patented foods in them, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is noni is a well-known superfood. And individuals who know noni understand that it's really good for the body. It's really good for our gut microbiome. But what Love Biome has managed to do is to create, if you like, or introduce a technology called red light fermentation that basically takes the noni in its raw format and basically allows it to introduce 25% or more efficiency into the body. So it introduces what's called polyphenols. Polyphenols are good for the gut microbiome and your gut lining. And by having red light fermentation, it increases the efficiency of the noni in the body. So you're going to experience, or maybe I should say, you could experience improved digestion. Most people do. Immune system being boosted. Most people do. Improvement in your nutrient absorption, very important for when you're eating real foods. Your energy production goes up, so you're feeling more energetic. Stamina. Men love that word stamina. You're going to have more stamina, both men and women. Circulation can improve. So if you're typically, experiencing swollen ankles and so on, that can help with your circulation to get rid of that. Skin health and inflammation. When your body has inflammation in it, then that is the body's way of expressing itself with diseases. So when we can reduce inflammation, which our products do, as a consequence of introducing the 40 foods, the bacterial strains, the antioxidants within the beverages and so on, then you're moving towards a much healthier gut microbiome and therefore optimal health. Now, it's really important to understand that when you take ownership of your health and you engage with our daily 3, we encourage you to observe the fact that your red blood cells replenish every 120 days. And so, as a consequence of that, we strongly suggest that you embark on the daily 3 system for a minimum of 120 days to give it the opportunity to really embed itself within your body, your intestines, and within your gut microbiome. And as it says, there's nothing in the world like phytopower. No other product or system in existence features a more potent blend of prebiotics, postbiotics, digestive enzymes, and fruits and vegetables across varying colors. So crucial. And so phytopower was designed and crafted to harness the power of nature to create and cultivate the perfect gut microbiome environment. And caring for the gut is the ultimate step to whole body health and wellness. This is a very, very important fact. So important that we can repeat it over and over again. So we're really encouraging you to observe the fact that having probiotics and prebiotics in combination, which is what you're getting with the Phytopower Original, is really, really crucial to your gut microbiome. But Love Biome are so smart that what they've also done is they've created targeted probiotics. And targeted probiotics are good bacteria that's really about, having specific functions and specific outcomes and results in your body. And so what I'm going to do is just to give you an overview of some of the products that we have and to, I guess, motivate you to consider what is it that your microbiome needs? What do I need? What do you need? What does your gut microbiome need? So we've spoken briefly about the daily three system, which basically rebalances, reinvigorates, and detoxifies your existing gut microbiome. And you're going to get all of those benefits we just spoke about. Improved digestion, improved energy, your immune system is going to improve and so on. But then you have a product which is absolutely crucial, we believe, to have in your daily routine. Most of us consume way more sugar than we believe. And the reason for that is because there are 262 different ways for a company to describe sugar. Dextrose, fructose, fructose. There's so many different ways. And when you're reading the packet, you don't absolutely understand just how much sugar you're consuming on top of your, carbohydrates and your starches. So what Phytopower B does is it basically blocks the sugar absorption in the body. Nothing disrupts your gut microbiome more than sugar. It causes so many issues in and of itself. Too much sugar in the blood, I should say, represents diabetes. Too much sugar in the brain represents, ADHD. Too much sugar in the brain of an adult represents dementia. Too much sugar in the eye is glaucoma. So it's so important to have a means of reducing the amount of sugar that your body absorbs. And that's exactly what Phytopower B does. It basically signals the body not to break down starches and carbohydrates. And all you have to do is to consume this, 15 minutes to 30 minutes before your main meal of the day. And if you're someone that has carbohydrate, and starches in both your meals, for example, your lunch and your dinner, then you may want to consider having Phytopower B twice a day to basically reduce the sugar absorption, to prevent the body from breaking down starch and carbohydrates into glucose, which gets absorbed as sugar into your body. Phytopower B, in our humble opinion, is a must-have product for every household and also, all age ranges. We come to Phytopower T, which now starts to get into the weight management type of targeted probiotics. Phytopower T is a thermogenic product. It basically speaks to the difficult fats that you tend to have around your stomach. It's subcutaneous fat, as it's called. It helps to break down, stubborn fats, but it also helps to break down starches that you already have in your system to make that available for energy use more efficiently. So it improves your metabolism. And when you can improve your metabolism, it means you have the ability to burn fat more effectively. So that's the reason why Phytopower T works as part of a weight management solution. And then you have Phytopower W, which is a weight management product in and of itself. It has two reasons why it works. Number one is it introduces more friendly fiber into your gut microbiome. Friendly fiber tends to make you feel fuller for longer. It also promotes the natural stimulation of GLP-1, which happens to be a hormone that your body recognizes as an indication that it's feeling full. So if you can introduce fiber into the body and you can also, signal the body to essentially feel fuller sooner, then you will naturally eat less. So Phytopower W works based upon that basis. Natural GLP-1, not the stuff that they basically synthetically manufacture and provide in, weight loss products that a lot of people consume. Phytopower C is our calm and sleep product. It helps individuals have a really good night's sleep. It helps individuals to reduce their stress levels, feel calmer, and it also reinforces that really, really crucial gut-brain connection. If you remember, we said that, an imbalanced gut-brain connection, if you like, through the microbiome can cause stress. So if you have the ability to influence that by taking a targeted probiotic, which is the Phytopower C, you're going to find that your sleep definitely will improve, and hopefully you get to a point where you're dreaming really, really regularly. Phytopower I targets the immune system. It releases certain bacterial strains to influence and fortify your gut microbiome and speaks to your innate immune system. Really powerful products, reduces inflammation and so on. Phytopower E and Phytopower X are our energy products. Phytopower E is like, getting a gentle boost of your energy throughout the day, a nice gentle boost. Whereas Phytopower X is, it's just a powerful product that gives you a massive energy boost, nice and clean from natural sources, that gets you ready for your pre-workout if you go to the gym, for an energy absorbing day, or if you're someone that has anemia, if you're a woman that basically has heavy cycles, and you get brain fog and so on. This product is amazing. It has a full suite of vitamin Bs, which helps with oxygen uptake and blood flow and all the other things that all of the range of vitamin B does for the body. People love Phytopower X. It really, really is a very, very good product and speaks to so many different issues that individuals may have. If I may, I'm just going to alert men that individuals, the feedback I get is that when men are consuming Phytopower I for their immune system and Phytopower X for energy, there is a byproduct that just happens to affect their, sexual performance and their libido. Men just perform better, it seems, when they are basically, using the Phytopower I and the Phytopower X. And that's me keeping it nice and simple. Then you have the Next Hydrate. This is like the unsung hero. So many individuals walk around in a state of dehydration, and dehydration can affect so many things: your heart health, your digestion, your sleep. There's so many things that being dehydrated can affect. And so we have a product that basically speaks directly to dehydration. But notice this, note that hydration isn't just about drinking water. Hydration is about replacing crucial electrolytes that you lose throughout your day and also when you do exercise. For example, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium need to be replaced in a very specific ratio to be, very, very effective for the body. And so the company has what they call a golden ratio of the sodium, magnesium, potassium, and calcium. And it also has some microbiome friendly probiotics as well, that basically are included. So it's an amazing beverage. And again, my son uses this. He's a young footballer, and this reduces his recovery time. So as a sort of an athletic regimen, we can combine the X, for example, for those that are into athletics and gym and so on, and then post-workout, we can include the hydration. So there are so many combinations that we can have that speak to things like diabetes, blood pressure. Someone was speaking to somebody today just about sickle cell. There's so many things that we can speak to and combine these to attend to certain conditions that individuals are having. So the reality of it is, ladies and gents, we can never say that our products cure. We can always suggest that individuals go and speak to their healthcare practitioner, but our products have no contraindications. They can be taken with medication. And the reason for that is simply because we are providing the body with foods. All of our targeted probiotics come in sachets. You simply add water as prescribed and consume. They taste great and they perform great. They deliver amazing results. And so, just to emphasize the importance of you having probiotics and prebiotics in your daily regimen, the Royal Society of Medicine, the Royal School of Medicine, I should say, in the UK, have openly stated, but behind closed doors, that it's absolutely essential for every human being with cancer to be taking probiotics. If anyone that you know is going through chemotherapy or has chemotherapy planned, or even before we get to that stage, having probiotics and prebiotics combined are really, really important for an overall health regimen. Also, there are certain governments around the world that recognize that whenever their patient is prescribed with an antibiotic, they are sensible enough and humane enough to actually make sure that that very same patient at the same time is prescribed with a probiotic. Because when you read into the word antibiotic, it should tell you everything you need to know. Antibiotics destroy good bacteria as well as the naughty ones that it was prescribed to destroy. It doesn't discriminate. So whenever individuals take a course of antibiotics, they are dramatically, detrimentally affecting the balance of their gut microbiome. And so, ladies and gents, you can do your own research on the gut microbiome, and why it's so important, how it affects all aspects of our health. Just go to Google and type in gut microbiome and diabetes, gut microbiome and blood pressure, gut microbiome and cancer, gut microbiome and whatever you choose. You're going to find clinically, written articles. This conversation is not for debate. It's not for opinion. It's naturopathically accepted. It's clinically proven, and individuals are now beginning to wake up to the fact at a slow rate, but we're here to basically do the best we can to increase the rate that individuals are becoming aware of the importance of the gut microbiome. And so, you saw at the beginning the advert from Netflix, a great documentary to watch. This is a conversation that we're having with you, but feel free to go and watch the Netflix documentary just to validate, if you like, what it is that we're sharing. But then we have real people and real results. This young lady, Dr. Tamia Bethia Williams, we know personally. This young lady, was at my wedding, and I can honestly say to you, the young lady that I saw not too long ago, several weeks ago, on the right, wasn't the young lady that I saw at my wedding. I wouldn't say on the left; she wasn't here when she came to my wedding, but she was definitely of a bigger size. What you see here is a transformation from being not with Love Biome to being with Love Biome, having released some 98 pounds, no longer on antidepressants, no longer having breast cancer, just healthy, vibrant. She is an absolute walking billboard of success for our company and its products, and also the business that actually goes with, helping people to feel better. Whenever you can provide a solution to a problem, there is also an opportunity for business to be done. And so I'm going to quickly touch on the business side just for a moment. And again, this won't be for everybody, but just to make you aware that if you love the opportunity of helping other people to feel better and be better and have really impactful impact on individuals, then you may just decide that you want to help us to get the word out there. So you have an opportunity to be a part of the wellness industry, which is a multi-billion dollar, multi-trillion dollar industry worldwide. The microbiome discovery, it's a new discovery, and more and more individuals are becoming aware of it. The citations and publications are dramatically increasing, but we are still 5 to 7 years away, at least, from the masses really, becoming aware and taking action on the gut microbiome. So it gives us amazing opportunity. Then you also have the chance to be, part of the subscription economy. We allow customers to access the best prices for the products. Love Biome allows their customers to access the best prices for the product by opting to be on subscription. What that basically means is they can choose an order that they want to regularly subscribe to, or they can change that order, what's in the order, on subscription, and no concerns about delivery, no concerns about running out of product unless they go overboard or whatever. But it's a really, really good way to access great prices and also make sure that there is a consistent delivery of product. And again, in terms of business ownership, you have the opportunity to have a business within a business, but all based upon sound, best-in-class products. The opportunity for those who like it is amazing. Recognition, income, contributing to your communities, giving back, or the ability to elevate your status in your own mind or in the minds of those around you. All of that is available should you choose. And so, in terms of just giving you an indication of what's possible, at the earlier levels in the company, you have the ability, once you've hit the first rank of significant rank, I should say, of merchant, you have the ability to enter an extra $140 to $500 a month. That's really significant for the vast majority of people. And then you move to the other end of the spectrum where you can become an elite performer, earning anywhere between $20,000, $50,000 a month and more. And so there are already case studies of individuals who have joined within a year and they've basically earned in excess of 100,000. Alkaline Pastor John is an absolute personality. He's also a monster of a man that basically is able to, have an impact on customers on a day-by-day basis who essentially purchase from him, and he's doing very, very well. He does a Zoom pretty much every day on different health topics. You have Dr. Tamia Bethia Williams that you just saw previously. She has entered the 250,000 club. So in her time with Love Biome, she's earned over 250,000. And this is an old slide. Then we have Valencia Pamphile, personal friend of mine. I've known her for over 20 years. She has become the first documented millionaire earner in Love Biome. And she is basically a part of the coveted 750K club. So within her time with Love Biome, and Love Biome, remember, was birthed on the 2nd of February 2022. So we're not even 3 years old yet, and she has become the first documented millionaire in the company. So this doesn't happen without you having an impact on those around you immediately and the wider community at large. So we have something here that's really, really special. But let's get back to the conversation. Your gut microbiome is your overall center of human health and wellness. It is being spoken about behind closed doors. It is absolutely essential for every human being with cancer to be taking probiotics. That's a very, very serious conversation, but it's not a conversation that's been made public in the UK, for example, with the National Health Service. So we have to ask ourselves a very serious question. Do we want to wait for other people to tell us to take medicine? Or do we want to move to a more, I don't know, thoughtful approach about our health, given that we now know that our gut microbiome just happens to sit at the center of our human health and wellness, and it basically works best when you are able to provide it with natural foods. What we do is we provide simple, easy, convenient solutions for individuals to be able to take care of their gut microbiome, and all of our products, both the Daily 3 and the targeted probiotics that have prebiotics in there, do a fantastic job for all age groups and pretty much all conditions that we come across. So, ladies and gents, that's me done in terms of the information. Hopefully, it's been valuable, and we can now get to a point in the session where we can open up for Q&A and hopefully hear some testimonials as well, because they are always really, really good to hear. So, Ms. Sophia Johnson, I'm going to hand over to you, and we'll take care of Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. That was awesome. You know, every time I hear that, I'm always learning something new because there's so much. You can never stop learning about health. And it's just, it's brilliant. So we're coming to my favorite part of the presentation, which is testimonies. I just love hearing how these awesome products have changed people's lives. So does anyone have a testimony that they'd like to share? Please raise your Zoom hand. Hi, Mavis. Just bear with me, let me unmute you. Would you like to unmute? And
yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm calling from Canada. And thank you, Mr. Ford. Great presentation. I love it. And to the co-host, my testimony is that since I started the product about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, but I was out of it for a while, but I received it back this week. I was allergic to fish and other food products. Whenever time I eat fish, I have to use what is it, reacting to get rid of the itching. It was so bad that sometimes my head itch, my hands itch, my foot bud itch, between my legs itch. It was so terrible. And I happened to go away on a cruise just over the Christmas, and I didn't take I left my reacting at my brother's house in Fort Lauderdale. And so when I was on the cruise, fish was one of the menu, and I really love fish. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to order this fish tonight because I don't have anything to counteract this itching if I do get the itching. So that was that. So when I went back to Fort Lauderdale, my sister-in-law prepared fish, and I ate the fish. And also, I'm allergic to anything with alcohol. And my brother it was Christmas, and he had a large Jimmy Jam bottle of sorrel. And he said to me, have some sorrel. I said, no, I can't have it because it has alcohol in it. He said, try some. So I took a little bit, nothing happened. I ate the fish, nothing happened. And I realized just a couple of days ago, I said, oh my God, I've been eating fish and I don't have to use my reacting anymore. So the products are so phenomenal. These products really work. So I'm home free now. And since I came home, I drank half a bottle of wine and nothing happened. So tells me something is right. Something is going on with the product. So anyone out there, trust me, these products work because nothing else worked before. And I still have my bottle of reacting that I didn't even open. I actually bought it to take with me because I know I can't do without it. Should I come across anything that has anything in it, like the alcohol or the fish, and it's still here. Thank God. This is my testimony for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mavis. And that was an amazing testimony. Hear what she said. She said she has allergies and she's been now taking the products just for about 3 weeks, and she doesn't have a allergic reaction to the fish and alcohol. That's amazing testimony. Thank you very much. Does anyone?
Before Mavis goes, I'll be interested to know what's Mavis taking. I've got a feeling I know what she's taking, but I would love to hear what she. Unless I missed it. Mavis? What are you taking?
Well, I'm taking the daily 3s.
Okay.
And I did take the X. And I did take the immune system, the I.
Awesome. So daily 3. Okay, and the I and the X. Okay, so I've got a sneak feeling it's the daily 3 that's doing the job, and maybe the I as well. But no, it's great to hear. That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever it is, sir, it worked.
Absolutely. Awesome. Brilliant. Okay. All right. Cool.
Does Darrell, would you like? Oh, let me unmute you. And can you tell everyone where you're calling from, please?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Darrell Stone. I'm calling from Toronto, Canada. I just want to thank you, Mr. Ford, for an amazing presentation as always, and thank you, Sophie, for co-hosting. You guys are doing amazing. I just want to chime in on what Mavis just said, because it's so funny that we were speaking last night, and I was telling her what the product did for me. So I had dry mouth, dry lips, and it has been bothering me for 2 years, and I did everything. I went to the doctor, I took blood tests. They said my vitamin D, I need vitamin B12. So I bought so much vitamin B12, and in the nighttime when I go to my bed, I have to like Vaseline my lips and I have to drink water, and sip it every time I turn. It was so bad that one night my mouth was shut closed. I couldn't open my mouth, and that had really scared me. So I just I forget about it. So then in November, I started taking the daily 3. And to my surprise, I was really shocked when they were asking for testimony. Who said, because I am healthy. I said I don't need this, this is for people that are not well. But when I heard how powerful these products are, I say, something, I want to live more healthier. So I decided I'm going to just keep taking the product. And I was shocked to see that my dry lip was gone. I also have a cut I had a cut inside of my mouth. When I chewed on my left side, I would be biting up my gum. And I used the souffle, and I was just shocked to see how that thing just healed. So I stay away from eating on my left side, but it's amazing. Also, I am allergic to a lot of things I was allergic to. And then I have this thing where I used to draw it sounds very awful. It's very, very, I used to make this sound. Even when I go out sometime, people say, why are you making that sound? But I have no control. I think it's like sinus or something. But I was allergic to just the leaves, just about anything. So a couple days ago, Claudia said to me, Darrell, I don't hear you drawing up, putting up your nose like that. And then it was just gone. So everything is just gone. So I know the product works. For me, as I said, I said, oh, I'm healthy. I don't need this. But yeah, this product is really bringing out a lot, and showing me that I really need the product. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you very much, Darrell. I told you, this is why I just love this part, the testimonies, because it's amazing what these products are doing for individuals. Do we have anyone else that would like to share? Or do we have anyone that has any questions? Please raise your hand. If you've got any questions, get them answered now. Any?
whilst we're waiting, I'll give my personal testimony because and I'm going to, as a matter of fact, I can see let Anderson go first then.
Okay. Hi, Anderson. If you'd like to mute and share where you're calling from. Oh, hold on. Try again, Anderson.
Right. Hi, good evening.
Evening.
Right. I am Anderson Armstrong from Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Let me say excellent presentation. I honestly speaking, I'm interested in health and wellness. I believe that your health is your wealth. And my question is what is the cost of the products? Because I would like to, because I have twin girls, and one will be always suffering from she's allergic to certain things. So I would like to get a product for her plus myself.
Awesome. That's a good question. I think I responded to you in the chat. So what we'd want to do, Anderson, is to connect you with. So in different countries, obviously we either speak in dollars, or in the UK we're speaking in pounds.
Okay.
So connect, and also there's a decision for you to make as to whether you want to access the products at retail prices and pay the full price, or whether you'd like to become an affiliate and be on subscription and access the best prices possible, which is, generally speaking, that's what I would suggest. But if you can
Okay.
connect with the person who invited you, and if they need any help to guide you, then we'll certainly arrange for that to happen. But yeah, prices differ across the world, because I'm in the UK, it's in pounds. You might be in Trinidad, it's in a different currency, and so on. So just to keep it
All
nice
right.
and simple. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Brilliant.
All right.
And also, Mr. Ford, it depends what he wants to purchase as well, because everyone's health is different, so he might want something different from someone else. So
You read my mind. It says his message says they will ensure you select based upon what you require.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
So Fawn, would you like to unmute?
Thank you so much. Can you hear me, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, I can.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this is Fawn Boone from United States, in New Jersey. And I also see that there's a guest that I invited who made it on. I'm from Chicago, so wonderful for that. But again, I'm a person who had, I have general good health. I just do. But one of the things that I like to share, and I don't think I shared this one recently, I'm getting up in age, but I don't look it. But hitting towards that sixth decade here, one of the things that I was experiencing previously that I'm not any longer, when you get up sometime from sitting long, or, when you first get out the bed, you got to kind of shake it out, right? Shake out the cobwebs. I haven't had to shake out those cobwebs as much as I used to. It feels good going up and down the stairs in my house because I have two flights of stairs to walk up to get upstairs. So now, I go up a little more frequently than, waiting to the end of the day. And one of the other things that, a lot of us suffer with, brain fog, just because of the busy lives that we live, and we don't get as much rest as the body requires. I have a lot more clarity. And I didn't realize that, because we deal with whatever ails us, and we think because we're getting older, we're supposed to feel this way because that's what people tell us. But I realized that that's not true. I did not realize that my fog had cleared until I ran out of my Daily 3 product. And for about 2, 3 days, and all of a sudden I felt foggy. And then when I started, resuming the product again, I saw for certain that I had clarity in my head. So that's my testimony. Thank you.
Thank you, Fawn. That was amazing. Mr. Ford, would you like to share?
No, absolutely, I would. So I'll share my personal testimony first, and I'll just talk about some of the things that I've been hearing about from individuals that I know, and when we get into groups and so on. So I started off with the Daily 3, and the first thing I have to say I noticed, and I convinced myself that it wasn't real until it was consistent, which was my sleep. I noticed that my sleep, the quality more specifically of my sleep, definitely improved. I sleep very well, but when I was starting to dream again and feeling like when I got up in the morning, I felt more restful, that was definitely an indication to me. So that was the first thing. And then about, I don't know, 3 months in maybe, I noticed that I wasn't going to my local shop anymore to buy chocolates. So, I used to be a bit of a chocoholic, Snicker bars, Twixes, Bounties, Galaxy, Skittles, the whole bunch. But now I can honestly say that I very rarely touch that stuff now. And it all happened naturally. So my sugar cravings just disappeared basically. And then, now I take pretty much all the products for different reasons, and I absolutely love it. The Fighter Power X, I find it so great when I got a long drive to do. I have Fighter Power X in the morning, and I just find that I don't need to eat or don't feel like eating until deep into the late afternoon. But I also want to talk about some of the things that I've been told about, and if there are any children listening, parents, you might want to mute. But I'm going to speak to this whole conversation about sexual performance and libido and erectile dysfunction. The Fighter Power X and the Fighter Power I, in combination, seems to have an effect of increasing girth. So I understand that not many men or women understand what girth is. If you imagine there's a pipe, and the width of the pipe represents girth, men seem to experience a wider girth during pleasure. Also, the strength of their erection seems to be stronger as a result of being on the Fighter Power I and the Fighter Power X. And then you have what we call the pleasure moment and the milkshake moment, where there just seems to be more volume. And so when you when men are speaking to me about that, I have to say, as a man, it sounds really amazing because, I mean, which man doesn't want to feel more potent in the bedroom, right? But the reality of it is when I go back to the drawing board and I look at what are the ingredients in the Fighter Power I and the Fighter Power X, and I see that, for example, there's zinc in the Fighter Power I, and I see that there's basically, the full suite of vitamin Bs in the Fighter Power X, which, speaks to blood flow and oxygen uptake, then it basically tells me this is the reasons why men are having, these kind of feedback for me. So I know that was a bit of a long one, but I just want people to know that not only are we taking care of our health and our gut microbiome, when you're able to feel better in multiple departments, it's just an incredible bonus to be able to share. So um, I'll stop right there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford, and thank you for sharing that because we need to share it. We need to know these things. So thank you so much. Fawn, I don't know if did you want to say something because your hand was raised? Let me see.
I think it was a legacy.
Right, okay. All right. So does anyone else have any questions? Oh, hi, Denton. If you'd like to unmute and share where you're calling from.
Good evening to one and all and Happy New Year. This is Denton from London, United Kingdom. I've got good, interesting information about the product. I need to know more about the business front of it, the business ownership, the plan. So I'd appreciate if somebody could, send me information or take me through that. Because
Good
today,
question.
vitamin M is the necessity because the game has changed. You need wealth to buy health.
I absolutely love
Wealth
that.
is health.
I absolutely love that, Denton, and you'll notice that our slide at the beginning says where wealth meets health, right? So what we can do is, person that's invited you, we can arrange to get together with them and go through that with you in more detail. And the reason why we don't go into detail on this call is because this is really to speak to individuals that have more of a health interest, but there is a significant, as you've seen on the screens, individuals don't make a million within 3 years if there wasn't a very strong business aspect behind it. So yes, we can arrange for that to happen with you. We can do that on a private Zoom with you. So yeah, if you could, are you allowed to say who invited you to the call?
Yeah, sure. Actually, Hazel introduced me. from UK.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, so if Hazel can arrange with her upline to get together and do a go through of the compensation plan, that will be easy. There's also a video as well that she may be able to share with you, but I think having a one-to-one, two-on-one conversation with you would definitely help. So yeah, that will get taken care of for sure.
Sure. Thank you so much. It was an awesome presentation, and I wish you all a healthy and wealthy new year.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Denton.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Thank you
you being
very
here.
much. Thank you, Denton.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ford, do you have anything to say before we close the call?
No, the only thing I would say before we close is that we're going to close off with like a 2-minute video that will basically just give you an indication of some of the product packages that our naturopathic nutritional therapists have come up with for certain conditions. So it's worthwhile just hanging back for 2 minutes just after we close. It will be quite quick, but it'll just give you an idea of some of the combinations that we have that speak to certain ailments that we come across quite regularly, like diabetes and blood pressure, for example. So yeah, but apart from that, all I can say is we are intentional on helping individuals improve their health and also significantly increase their health and wealth at the same time. And this team is definitely focused on that, as are other teams as well. But we are definitely focused on creating strong 5-figure and 6-figure earners in the Health Capital Group. So if that's you, then we definitely want to hear from you for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that brings us to the end of the presentation. Mr. Ford, I want to thank you for a powerful, informative presentation as always. Just to remind everyone, some of the key points that he shared with us, which was the awareness of our gut microbiome, which is the center of human health and wellness. And oh, let me just mute. There you go. And the understanding of dysbiosis. Now, that is when there's a detrimental imbalance of good and bad bacteria in your gut, which can lead to issues like digestion problems and inflammation. Then he introduced the simple, easy, and convenient solution to rebalance, revigorate, and detoxify your gut microbiome for improved health and wellness, which is our flagship product, the Daily Free. And he also mentioned our other targeted probiotic products. I'd like to give a massive thank you to everyone for opening up and sharing their phenomenal testimonies. Mavis Spencer, Durrell Stone, Fawn Booth, Mr. Ford, and I'd like to thank Anderson and Denton for your questions. They were amazing questions. And thank you all for taking the time out to being here, especially for the guests here for the first time. If you're interested in learning more about our products or the fantastic opportunity by simply referring your friends and family, or you have any further any questions, please get back to the person that invited you to this call. Just a heads up to all the members, don't forget 8:30 we have our training, so please tune in. Until then, stay blessed, stay safe, stay inspired, and keep your spirit alive. This is Sophia Johnson from the Health Capital Group. I hope to see you all soon. Take care.